Hey, well, I think that I have had a really interesting vision when I was in church on Sunday, and I really would like to share that to anybody who's remotely interested in hearing about that. I was just seeing these people filled with the Spirit, and it was a wonderful, wonderful thing, and there was just so many people that were experiencing this powerful move of God all at once. And I really just saw, and I had this vision of a great big bay, a place where ships come and go and load and unload their cargo. And one of the things that I had seen, though, was that each of these people had a place in that bay, and they were buoys. Now, a buoy is it's a floating piece of hollow metal. It's usually filled with foam or something that's like gasoline that floats really easily, and it's chained with this huge long chain all the way down to the seabed, and it doesn't move. And that's one of the important things, is that over the hundreds and hundreds of years that people could use the bay, they had found out every single spot that was treacherous or that was rocky, and every time that there was a place where a ship would sink because there was rocks or there was wreckage or something down there that was hazardous, they would put a buoy there, and anyone who knew what they were doing would make sure that when they'd see the buoys, they would stay away from certain areas. And there were other types of buoys too, ones that they would follow, stay between the buoys, those types of things, and they were meant to guide ships into the harbor, right into the safe place where they would go. And so, but one of the things that was interesting is that there's differences between buoys and lighthouses. Is that you have some light, like a lighthouse is just this one object that is meant to be seen, that is meant to catch your eye. But these buoys are meant to show you where there's danger. So I think that when I just saw God's people, and I saw them as buoys, I thought they're in places, in these specific places in their lives, in their work, in their job, wherever they are, that they don't necessarily have to do anything. They just have to be there. They don't have to have this active light shining out for everyone to see. And I think that so many times in our walk with God, one of the things that we really try to focus on is just try to be this lighthouse, and trying to be this this signpost for God. We have to actively all the time try to get people to see the love of God. When in all honesty, we don't have the capacity. We don't have the capacity to show everybody the love of God all the time, because we're not full of the love of God, because we're sinning, because we are in a place of devastation. We are desolate. You know what though? Sometimes all our job is to do is to be somewhere. Sometimes it's our place of work, sometimes it's our school, but really, I think that there are places in time where God has us set, and we are chained down, we are rock solid into the seabed, and even though there's storms and everything that would blow ships all over the place, sometimes our job is just to stay there and say, go that way, go this way. And you know what? All you may have as a Christian is the ability that when you see somebody else in crisis is to go, you need to go to God with this. Let me take you to church, or you need something. You need something in your life, and I'm going to show you what it is. I can't tell you what it is because I'm having a really crappy time myself, but go this way. Or sometimes we live terrible lives, and we show people what not to do. We show people, this is where you end up cheating on your spouse. This is where you end up getting back on drugs, falling off the wagon. This is the type of thing where we as Christians can be buoys to other Christians through our experiences and our place in time. And you know what? I think that God has called us all to be lighthouses. I think that that's the thing. But I think that also there is a very important thing in being the buoy. And I believe that God has set up the church right now to be buoys, is that such that we don't have to necessarily go out there and get people. And that doesn't mean that we're not failing if we're not getting people. That sometimes just being in the city, being in the community, and coming after God's people, we're just being in the presence of people who God is working on. And sometimes just us being there is going to guide them. Hey, I know you go to church. What church do you go to? And God can set that appointment up right there for that person. And you may have something to do with it just by being where you were. Don't despise the days of small beginnings. God can use anybody in any place. And you know what? Sometimes you may be somewhere where you don't want to be, or you think that you're not living in your destiny, but you are a buoy and you are showing someone what to do. God bless. I hope everybody's having a great time, and we'll talk to you soon.